Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? Hope you're doing well. Cheers. Welcome back to ETS. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be ATS, but I'll tell you what happened yesterday. And I'll tell you that right after we say hello to Corzi, who's here with us, as usual. And then I'll explain what we sort of went through. But g'day, Corzi. Here you go, mate.
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Right, so what sort of happened yesterday? If you were watching, you're so lucky to watch the joy of all the running around we did yesterday, and none of it was in our trucks. It was just we couldn't connect together. To the end, we decided against it, shut the stream down, and tried to figure out the problem off camera, and we did straight away, straight off after we shut the stream down. He had an extra mod. A mod I wanted to add in, but I thought, well, he might not add that one in, and I'll leave it sort of thing, because I don't know when he'll jump in and whether we have time and all that kind of stuff. So he ended up having a mod I wanted to put in anyway, and apparently that was it, as well as your settings in Steam or something as well.
Yeah, just I had deselected something that finds sessions that are using mods, so I had to. Oh, I'm behind you! I'm behind you!
I see that. I just saw that. Just as I looked around. Just gonna back up.
Breaking beeps and. Oh.
Right, so we took a drive yesterday. Just to test it out, we took a nice short drive. And this is where we ended up. So I'm going to have a look at the options we've got here. That's quite loud actually in my ears.
Oh, is it coming through too loud on the...
No, it's the game sounds for me that's coming through too loud.
All right.
It's on the right
Yeah,
thing.
let me know if my sounds are coming through too loud, so I can turn it down.
Will do. Let's have a look. Now we've got an extra delivery than there was shown yesterday. What we want is one that goes sort of south. It doesn't.
Yeah, if we can get one that, out of this road where we can make a right, that'll be really fun in snow physics.
Okay, I haven't found... Oh, have I? No. I haven't found... Though it says it's green, maybe I have. Maybe I have. Hey, see, mate, how are you? Yeah, we got it working. What was the issue? The issue was settings and Corzi's Steam, and possibly the fact that he had one extra mod enabled to my lot, so which is fine because I wanted to have that mod, and there's a whole thing about it. Okay, so I can pick it up. Let's have a look, see what we've got. No, that's not the way. 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 Not that way either. Not that way either. We want to go down I think that's it there. Can you bring your map up and have a look at the direction? We need to go to Graz. That's the name of it. It's to the right.
Yeah, Graz is east.
Does that go down the road we wanted to go down?
Well, I mean, it might, but the GPS might take us
somewhere else.
The other too. Yeah. I mean, just as long as if we leave here and make the right, we'll be on that road.
Let's just pick that one. and
Yeah,
then
that's-
make ourselves go down that road.
Yeah, all right.
We're doing this because we saw an interesting road. We're picking up behind us. Because we got the ice physics on. It looks like a road that would be quite enjoyable to go down in ice physics.
By enjoyable, we mean suicidal.
Was here, was it? Yeah, that's it. So it was here anyway.
Let's do this.
I have no clue. Well, I can see where the flag is, but I have no clue how to get there. Oh, there it is. Do I have to go all the way down, possibly? Can I fit under that? I doubt it. No, I don't think I can.
Let's do this.
Anyway, how are you, AC? You all good, mate? Enjoying your Sunday? Let me just get myself organised here and my posture and seat positioning. Always got to make sure you're comfortable enough to drive.
Oh. Now I see what you couldn't fit under.
Yeah, that's right.
I couldn't fit under it either.
Well, I was going to try, and then I thought, no, I definitely can't fit under that. And it turns out I was actually right for once. You can't fit under that.
Yes, you were right. Except I found out the hard way.
Just following the tyre tracks. Oh! Got to be a little bit more precise than that. No, other way, turn the other way, turn the other way. What am I hitting? According to the mirror there, I'm not hitting a thing. But again, nice and close to the wall on the driver's side.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we changed today also as well, mate, but I forgot that was happening. I knew it yesterday, but by the time I went to sleep and got up, that information obviously leaked out on whatever air I was laying down on. Aussie Farmer, mate, how are ya? No need to rage at a trucking game. Yeah, there is. Everyone knows who plays this, know there is. How are you, buddy? You all good, mate? You doing well? I'll find a way. It's something to rage about. You give me a challenge.
Get
Right.
ready to turn left.
I'm just going to check the map.
Ready to go.
We can go down that road. This is the road we want to go down, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to do that for a bit of fun. You want to get to, no, that's not what I want to do. Reset navigation. Come back this way. Let's put one there. No, that's also not what I want to do. That's what I want. There we go.
Time to hit the road.
Skeptical, hey mate. How you doing, buddy? Hope all as well. Oh, I've been doing alright. Yeah, I've been doing alright. Had a bit of fun this morning, as I was saying to AC. Oh, I forgot that daylight savings was finishing last night.
It's ready to turn next.
And I got up. My phone had died, so I didn't know what the time was because my phone's my alarm. So I just woke up and went out and checked my stove and my oven to see what the time was. And of course, that doesn't automatically change on daylight savings. I hadn't turned my computer on or anything like that as of yet. And it said the time I normally get up is what it said. And I went, oh, that's good. So yeah, I got up an hour earlier. And then I had a bit of a panic about 11 o'clock going, oh, I haven't got long to go until I'm got to get ready to stream. Why does this feel weird? And started panicking, made myself a coffee, get myself, well, I didn't panic, I was just getting time to get organised. Which of course I didn't need to do. I just managed to have a look at the time on the PC and saw it was an hour earlier and went, oh, that's right. So the other reason why we're doing ETS today instead of ATS is we're going to do ATS, looking at doing ATS on Tuesday. I can't do it tomorrow. I would have preferred to have done it tomorrow. That's a bit of a turn. But I've actually got someone coming around tomorrow.
It's a bit of a turn.
And I don't know what time they're coming around. Commercial trucking is prohibited in this area unless you have fishing business. Have to turn around and go back. You serious?
We don't believe in that.
I'm going to try anyway. Stuff them.
I'm sure it'll let us through. We'll have to pay a toll.
See what happens.
Let us through.
I got official business. I need to go through here to get to where I need to go. Well, the toll let me through. Yeah. So anyway, I've you guys, most of you sort of know I've always had a problem with my internet ever since they installed it next door. And
Buddy, come on.
we should get in daylight. So after many a time and threats to my internet provider, because they would always give up because my download speed was always fine and that wasn't the issue. And my book, the issue is the quality of the information when it reaches its destination. As well as the fact that I'll be watching a YouTube video at 1080 and then all of a sudden it decides to want to put it to 480 like I've got internet problems, connection problems, and according to my speed test I don't. So they have sent me another modem, which they've done so many times. So I mean the modem I'm using now ain't that old and they've just sent another one. Which brought out the other typical problem I usually have with the couriers around this place. I've had about, since I've been here, 19 packages, roughly, couriered to me. And out of those 19, only 4 of them did they bother to actually get out of their van, open up the door, grab my product, walk to my door and knock on it. The rest they didn't. They just turned up, put a note in my letterbox saying that, oh, we came round but you weren't home. You have to come and collect it or organise it to be redelivered. And I am home. because yeah, I know no one came to my door because the door's pretty much right next to me. So if someone knocks, I can hear it easily. Not only that, I can actually hear someone walking down the path towards my door, so I know when someone's here before they even get to my door. So I've complained about that so many times, and it's been a while actually since I last got a delivery, and they sent this one. It arrived on Wednesday, the modem they sent me. I was standing at my door with it open, having a coffee, as I watched the courier get out of his van. I open up the side of it, which reminded me, oh, that's right, the modem. Yeah, actually, it should be here today, because I wasn't given a tracking number. Then he shut the door with nothing in his hand, except for a piece of card, wrote on it, put it into a letterbox and left. And I went, okay, well, it's not the usual courier van. It didn't look like the usual. It was a smaller version. So I thought maybe something totally different. But just in case it was for me, whatever they put in the letterbox, because I couldn't tell which letterbox he put it into, I went down, had a look, opened it up, and lo and behold, there's a hello. We came to your house, knocked on your door, but you went home. Please come and collect your parcel, organise it to be... Right when I was staring at him, they did it. They didn't even bother coming down to my door. He knew where my door was because I got it re-delivered. It turned up yesterday before I woke up, and there it was on my doorstep. So... They're lazy buggers down here in anything they do. Terrible. It should be daylight.
I wish it was daylight. We could actually see these. I mean, it's got to be beautiful. We're climbing up a mountain.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so what my IP has done, instead of sending the people around that installed the fibre, which is a totally different company, to sort out their issues, which I'm sure it's their issue because they did a terrible job hooking me up, and then when they hooked up my neighbour, my problems started happening. Sending a guy out from a appliance store, a pretty popular appliance store called Old Lemmings. It's one of the popular ones for your TVs and all that kind of stuff. And so someone from there is coming out tomorrow. We haven't been given a time. Nothing. So if he was coming out in the morning, I knew he was coming out in the morning. And just to hook it all up, which makes... don't really need him to hook it all up, but why not? Someone else comes along and then we have the same issue, At least I've got someone there to see it who can possibly get the ball rolling into the next phase of diagnostics coming to try and get it fixed. So yeah, if I knew he was coming in the morning, basically I would have streamed in the afternoon. But we can't, so we're going to do it on Tuesday. So if anyone else wants to join, quite welcome to. The time will be normal start, so just check my schedule page out. Have a look at what the start times for your local area is of most of my streams, and then if you go, yeah, I could join that. It isn't icy enough, I know. That's the thing, you see. We put the mod that I wanted on but didn't put on, Corzi had on, was the heavy winter mod, the add-on to the frosty mod. So we've got that as well as the ice physics.
I really wish I could see these sights.
It's like 7 in the morning. definitely. I think I might be having a sync issue with the timing and the whatnot. Oh, there's a heck of a bend here. Where are you? I can't see you on my map. Oh, there I can see you.
I'm trying to keep a safe distance. Going downhill now.
I wonder if I just pull over, escape, and then come back in and see if that'll fix that up. That's still dark. Damn it. So anyway, yeah, so we decided to do ETS. Let's get on to that story. After we troubleshooted it straight after the end of the stream yesterday, went for a drive to where we just left off. We came from Germany into, what are we, Austria at the moment. And Corzi wanted to show us this nice winter paint job off, but it's too dark for that at 7:30 in the morning. But it's a nice, oh yeah, forgotten about that. Love it. It's a nice cruisy, relaxing time driving around. So yeah, we're using the spring mod tomorrow. We might, I have to have a chat with actually finishing that Tuesday story off. Yeah, so that might, we'll stream then, we just don't know how long because Corzi's got something to do the next morning, so he can't stay up late. So even if we go for a couple of hours, at least we get a ATS stream in of Convoy mode, and one of the rare occasions where we actually get 2 in. Because something, generally, for some reason, always blimmin' happens. We haven't really done that much of streaming both in the same week. And of course, next week we get back with the competition. We're into summer. There is no gear after 12th gear.
Where is the sun?
Oh, it's starting to lighten up for me.
Ah, there we go. Just a little bit.
So it would have been a lot more interesting if it was snowing on the way down through here.
Oh, yeah. It's still a fun drive.
That it is.
All the twists.
Now
and
we can
turns.
see it. After all that, it's actually quite a beautiful sunrise. And we get Corzi up somewhere where we can check can show off his paintwork. Yeah, well, it's the first time I've had problems. The internet's pretty good here, actually. They're usually pretty onto it, but I don't know. I don't know what they did, and I'm absolutely sure it was them that did it. I have no doubt about that.
Take the second exit.
I mean, the speed's pretty good. But like I said, I don't think the speed's the problem. I think there's interference or something along the line where it's corrupting my packets. causing lag in certain multiplayer games.
Look at this beautiful mountain.
Yeah, it's nice in the snow, isn't it? Oh, too fast, too fast. No,
It
no,
was
no,
a
no,
good-
no.
Good shout deciding to drive to Austria last night. We get to see all this.
Yeah, yeah, we missed out on all this when we did our drive because it was during the night. And actually, I thought we would have got there early. Can I go straight here? It doesn't look like there's a no. It doesn't look like there's a yes either.
I think you're
I've got to reverse up.
supposed to go out on the right side here.
Yeah. Well, there's that paint job, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all got a good look at it. Of course, it's winter paint job.
Pull over and wait for you, and you can pass by and check it out at your leisure.
I've got to wait for
The cars are stopping behind
the
me.
whole population of Austria decided to come down this road, apparently.
I guess I'll just go on because I'm just going to be blocking everybody in, and you won't be
go.
able to get.
I'm not that far behind you. I can see you. I can see. Where'd you go?
I'm right up the road.
Finish my trucking coffee off. Actually, what is this doing to our? Oh, okay. This is great. ETA 4 hours and 18 minutes. Remains on the job 4 hours and 13 minutes.
Here, I found a place where I can pull over.
That's right. Keep going. We just need to make haste. That's all. Why can I hear reversing from a truck? It's not in reverse. There he is.
Yeah, I just went with the
The colour.
icy color. And I actually did a little bit of research. The Michelin tires that I put on this truck are actual winter tires. So that's just a little added theme.
Oh, I wonder what tyres I got on mine. Mind you, I probably haven't unlocked those tyres as of yet.
What level you are?
Oh, well, not that high. Because this is purely one I started for multiplayer. This, so it's not that old.
Well, if you're high enough to be taking all the different types of cargo, then you should be high enough to get most of the truck accessories.
Yeah. It's just that when I was alluding to when I bought this truck, I probably didn't have them unlocked.
True.
So I think this is my original because I've only got the two garages. One big one, one small one, I believe. Though I do want to buy a new truck, which I'm thinking of about 300,000 when I was looking at it. Maybe more. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I realised I was taking that corner too close to the middle line. Okay, let's get a move on. I'm going to speed a little bit because we've, like I said, we've got 3.5 hours to get there. Well, there's a 4-minute difference between ETA and when it needs to be there.
Oh, this was urgent. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I don't think it was. I did check. Maybe I just didn't check properly. Come on, copper. Give me a ticket or get out of the way. Make your mind up. We're just about onto the motorway anyway.
Nice little archway there.
Ooh, that was a good time to take a look at... I've stopped, by the way. Yeah. I need to back up. Of all the people to crash
here comes
into.
the snow. Here comes the snow.
No indicator. I didn't even see a brake light or anything.
Get ready to turn right.
Oh,
I've had 2 crashes. What's that done to my truck?
I had 2 crashes just then.
Turn right.
Didn't make it.
PC
Didn't
specialist.
Oh, now they're.
Don't think we're going to make it on time, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think we are now.
Corzi's just ran into a PC specialist and he's just made the latest laptop, the ultra flat laptop, be part of something bigger. The merge of 2 trucks, bigger than one.
Let's
Pedro, hey mate. Oh,
I don't know. I'm putting the hammer down a bit. I know it's risky in the snow, but I'm gonna try to avoid that late fate.
yeah, just put your foot to the pedal to the middle.
Oh, keep left up here. Oh, this time keep left just meant don't be to the far right.
I'm gonna go 90. I'm gonna pretend I'm in France and go 90.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Half 9 is at the time for you now, basically, Pedro, which means you're 4 hours behind me now. Oh, thanks,
the
truck.
Down.
Pulled out right in front of me. Oh, I'm struggling to get past this truck doing 90. No wonder he was in the fast lane. Oh, come on. Is that you just changing to the 3rd lane because there's a pile up, or?
The line of traffic, no pile up, but line of traffic, yes.
Yeah, no, I was just checking because I saw you pulled over, but it didn't have your name. It just, I recognised the trailer. And then I saw cars all of a sudden, and I wasn't sure if they were moving or not. Yeah, I've just had 2 of them get into my lane, which made the right lane go faster. Unbelievable! Anyway, how we're doing? Two hours and 4 minutes. We got 2 hours and 14 minutes, so we've made up the time. I might bring my speed down to 85. No, can't do that.
Yeah, I think it's safer to stay at 90 at least until we have a little bit more of a window, which is not guaranteed.
We've got a 15-minute window. That's why I thought, well, might as well go to 85 because we'll still make that window a little bigger, but then again I've got to account for the slow pokes on the road.
And the time it takes to park.
Oh, here it comes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Our customer expects delivery very soon. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna drive in the shoulder.
Oh, why don't you pull out in front of me? Yeah, I've just got the notice as well. Here we go. Now I won't be able to see anyone in front of me. Little bit of snow inside the tunnel. That's actually quite nice to feature that. No, it's not really a feature, is it? Detail. From the Winter Mod, Frosty by Grime. I think it might be an S there, Grime's mod. Mods. Yeah, fine. We've logged in your death. You've discovered a new viewpoint. That's nice. Can't see a thing. I'm stuck in traffic. You're miles ahead of me, I'm guessing. Because I can't see you.
A circle of destination. Of course, I still have to get off the highway.
One hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour 18. Oh, I thought I was about to get off the motorway. Oh, I've got a bit of room to move. There it is. I can see it. On GPS at least. With this weather, I'll probably go right through it before I see it. No, you've just turned back up on my map too.
Straight on.
Holy heck, what's going on? The traffic's actually been nice to me. They're getting out of my way and spreading themselves. Hello! I might have said that a little too soon. There was an accident. 2 trucks almost turned into 3.
Was one of them yours?
No, thankfully not.
And then exit right.
And one of the trucks has just disappeared. That's how.
No!
That's how snowy it is.
Ram!
Oh yeah, what did you hit?
I didn't hit anything. But in the city, they got the tram line, and I was expecting the tram to go straight, and it didn't go straight.
But you didn't hit anything, he conveniently says, when we don't have him in sights. He could be upside down right now. We would have no way of knowing.
I'll tell you, I very nearly hit that tram.
So I'm surprised it was still 80 Ks, but I thought that just as I saw the 50
Go
Ks.
straight on.
Getting the other lane would be the optimal decision here, my guess.
Well, yes. Now, since I'm halfway through the intersection anyway. $34 remain. I might be able to pull this off.
I've forgotten about that.
Get ready to turn
Petra, I don't know if Corzi could do it actually.
Hmm?
Petra was reminding me about the old thing we used to do with the farming sim thing where I could use the Ninja app and have
wow.
your feed, whether or not be able to do it.
It might be possible. I mean, I'd have to. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but
It's just through the internet actually. I think it's Ninja something, and then you send me the link for it, and I'll just put that into OBS, and then we just have the screenshot. Got to remember how.
Go straight on.
Try. If you want to try it, we can have a look.
well,
Mind you, if Convoy mode got
Keep
quite
left, and then turn left.
few people in it. Mind you, not everyone probably want to do it. Oh, turn left when she said turn left. I know that's not exactly when she meant me to turn left, but nevertheless, go straight. Yeah, we'll end up, yeah, if there's so many players, we'll end up looking like a suit. Come on, stop! There's a pile up at the intersection, and I mean a pile up literally. I just rammed one car into the underneath of another car. Gave him a lift. Just can't stop in this weather. Not the best. I don't know what tyres I got on either. Maybe I should check when I get close enough to it. Oh no, I want to buy a new truck. I'll sort it out then.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
And I won't be a Renault either. I'll be buying, by the way. Like anyone thinking, get that thought out of your head. Most likely a Volvo.
We are hit.
nah, I'm still late. Nah.
I'll just slip right past the delivery point. And then stall. We'll try and reverse. Right, am I
you-
late? I'm guessing I'm late too.
I had to park. I had to back in over there. It was really tight.
I was late too. Damn you. What do we got? We can
I'll
go
check
back
it
the
out.
way we came. Oh no, we can go into Zurich, Switzerland. What else we got here? Sure,
No repair shop in this town. That's great. Well, it is what it is.
Ooh. What we got? We got. That's the best one all around, is it? Nice heavy equipment. High value cargo.
Heavy equipment in the snow. That should be fun.
Well, we got heavy cargo. It's only 10 grand. Why? Because it's very short. Let's take that one. Yes, let's take this one for a nice little round trip.
Drive safe.
I'm gonna need some fuel as well, I think. Right, follow me. This be interesting.
Whoa, 300,000 euros.
For what?
Turn right.
And share. Share your wealth.
Well, I do have a bunch of drivers.
Alright, half an hour to pick up. That's not exactly when I wanted to turn, was it?
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Braking's fun in this physics. Just feel like I'm sliding, not actually slowing down. Bit of a drive to where we need to go. Mind you, it's from the same place we picked up our last delivery was from. Not same place, but same company. It's the same place. It's going to be a bit of a trip, isn't it?
Yeah. I see the company.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Oh, that was close.
That was close there too. Almost ran right into the back of it.
I should have mentioned I had to slow down, shouldn't I? Especially in this weather, it might be handy information.
Yeah.
Get ready to turn
I was just lucky. I managed to... What? Stopping with a bit of luck. No, sorry, sliding. I'll be a bit more precise on what's happening.
turn left.
Actually, if I was a bit more precise, I would say, I'm stopping, the truck is sliding. Does it just feel so slippery on this? Hello, fly. So even then, that took forever to stop, but I think I got to about 9 kilometres. There we go, I hit 9 kilometres and yeah, fun. This will be fun with this delivery and where we're going.
Get ready to turn left.
Mind you, most of it will be in the darkness again, then we're going through what would be an ideal trip with a bit of sunlight.
Your route guidance is now finished.
I had my foot on the brake for so long then. Yeah, I've got skates on. I've definitely got skates on. I've definitely got
Let's go.
Well, I've definitely got to get a new truck, but it's going to take a while because I don't have that many workers. And the ones I do have bringing in about, I think the most is 1,500. Oh, it's the same setup, so same place. Oh, pretty much. Next bay over this time.
Oh, mine's right up here, the middle.
Yeah, I misjudged it. I knew I did. Mind you, it's because I was looking at my steering wheel to try and find out where the centre was. There we go.
Ready to
There we go. I wonder if I can see the type of tyres I've got. Oh, I can't zoom in, can I? I've got... Oh, actually, they look like Michelins. Maybe I do. Yeah, they are Michelins. I generally go for the ones with the better handling in the rain and better economy, I think.
Yeah.
I might do this in crash cam, ladies and gentlemen, because I just want to. Not for any other reason. It just
Well,
might turn. Sorry, what was that?
I was just gonna say there'll probably be plenty of crashes regardless, so
Yeah.
you do what you want.
It'll probably, I was about to say that, it'll probably get a lot of use to its name this time around. When it really doesn't care, I probably won't crash at all because it's not affecting anything.
turn right.
Unlike the competition, where I guarantee a crash because it affects everything.
Get ready to turn right. Turn
Oh,
right.
stopping. Intersection. Well, I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop now and getting reversed into. Oh, that was close. I hope no one's behind me. That was brilliant. Oh, fire truck hit a truck. This is a tight turn, isn't it? Make sure I go wide as I can to get through there. And I managed to slide to a stop, which is probably the best way to describe it. Pretty much going to be the only way to describe the braking today, sliding to a stop. And with plenty of room, but as soon as I stopped, he started reversing back, the fire truck, and how he didn't hit me, I don't know. He was so close. Right, now we're off. Let's get into crash cam, ladies and gentlemen. Have I got the right... No, wrong gear. This is the right gear. Oh, crikey. Love it. Love it.
So
Slowing down. I don't know where you are, but just in case. Oh, I've got to sort out. Remind me. Well, if I just turn into a lane full of slow people as well. I've got to change or assign the key that zooms the map. But I just got to remember what that is called in the options. I've forgotten because there's so many. To do with zoom. I think I saw you wobbling a bit in my side mirror. Good idea. Get out of my way, truck.
I was just looking at the map, that's all. Next thing I knew, there was cars in front of me, and I'm wobbling all over the place trying to avoid.
Oh, slow down, slow down. Almost crashed again because I was looking at the signs to see which one's the best one to go through. Why are you not? Oh,
Is that not the one?
it is the one. It just turned my engine off for me until it was ready to open up.
Okay.
Oh, whoa! Actually, don't come through this one. It's well, if you do, just be careful. It's very tight.
I think I'm gonna choose to go through one of the others if I can.
F5, yeah, no, because it's probably is. It's just in the key bindings. There's like 3 different ones that mention zoom to do with navigation. So yeah, it's just finding the right one. Because I got the one for the dashboard. I'll show you. I got the one for the dashboard, which is set to what I normally have it to. Because I had to redo the keys for this profile. Because of the losing everything. But the zoom for this... Oh, whoa! How did I not hit anything? How did I not hit anything? Someone, because Corzi's too busy, clip that. How that brilliance. And what a shame I wasn't in this view at the time. There was no room for a ant to get through, but yet I got my truck through with a trailer on it. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. I'm going to bed. I'm tired from satisfaction. Because that was unbelievably amazing. Don't know how it's done. Maybe I should shut up because otherwise I'm going to regret it. The game's going to go, you think you're that good, are you? Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's not go that way. Let's stick with this way.
Well, I'm finally through the toll booth.
Oh, okay. I've just arrived at another toll booth. If you go far right, you don't have to stop.
I may have caused a little bit of destruction at the toll booth. Maybe. Just a little.
I'm surprised you're that far back.
I had an issue. I went in the wrong one. And then there was a bunch of cars behind me, and I had to reverse through them, literally through them, in order to get out.
I'm just causing the traffic. While I'm waiting for you to catch up.
Yeah, I'm
Bit of a
speeding a
traffic
little bit to catch up to you sooner.
I get right on the shoulder, will that get everyone past?
Toll booth up here is there.
Oh, you've just made, yeah, go through the right. Oh, you did, Petro, thank you. Sheer amazement, man. I don't know how I got through there, but I did. In fact, maybe I should just pull over and watch it now while I wait for Corzi to catch up and admire myself again.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that one once we're done, because definitely want to see that.
Oh, it's a gas station. I'm going to pull over and fill up.
Sounds like a plan. I'm stuck behind these 2 slowpokes here. Looks like this slowpoke is slightly less slow than that slowpoke.
Oh, you checked into Discord, did you? Oh, jeepers creepers. Got to break half an hour before you need to stop. Yeah, I had an air brake too, mate.
All right, I'm coming up on you now.
You getting fuel?
Yeah, might as well since you're right here.
I was thinking you might needed some unless you filled up. Because you filled up before yesterday's trip, and I think I was filled as well.
Mhm.
That's fine to me.
Unless you filled up again. I assumed that you'd needed.
I did not fill up again.
Well, that might have been a bad idea doing this. That'd be $9,000. Okay, I'd say people were bringing in like 1,500, and I have someone bringing 9,000. Good on them. So they should.
Come on, let's move on. Now they're not moving at all.
Oh, I've got those lights. Oh, let's sort that out. Jeepers, yeah. Where's adjust lights? Front and roof. Thank you very much for playing. That's better. I can hear you. I assume that's you with the horn.
Yeah, because they finished at the pump. They pulled up a little bit, and then because the truck was pulling up and the pump next to them, they came to a complete stop.
Oh.
It wouldn't start moving.
They need to reduce the collision a little bit in certain places for the cars. I don't know if they can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna finally just alright, I'm just leaving the pump now.
Yeah, I can see. Oh, sure, truckers. Yeah, I wonder when that Alaskan Road trucking thing's coming out. Sort of haven't heard a word about it since the demo release.
Yeah, I haven't either. Mind you, I haven't been paying much attention to it.
Well, neither did I, but I checked the other day on my wish list to see what was happening with it. And the same with the Australian one, that still no word on that. It's about to clear up for the night drive. Why? Why are you coming to a standstill? There was no reason for us to stop.
Cars in the left lane coming to dead stop just because they want to change lanes. I guess they want to get off at this exit or something. I don't know.
I don't know, they
Still.
stopped at my side too, I was in the right lane. And
They
they
will
stopped.
pile up.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Keep right.
Salzburg.
Exit right.
Exit right.
Got hope no traffic was coming. Oh, it's night time, I'll get back into the cab. There's no good use for crash cam. No good scenery to be seen while we're driving at night. What we need is the command that changes the daytime.
Yeah.
Before we set off, obviously if I do it while we've got a thing, we might end up with a late fee or something. Speaking of which, we're 8 hours away and it's 21. Oh, we've got plenty of time.
I think I might have actually enabled console commands, but I don't know what the command actually is off the top of my head, so it's not going to do us any good now.
Yeah, but would it actually only set your time and not my time? It's probably synced up to me, being the host, I would assume.
Yeah.
It says Wednesday 7:12 PM for me.
Yeah, I got the same.
Give you an update on The Last of Us, ladies and gentlemen. There has not been a patch released last couple of days. Played it a bit more and it does crash during gameplay. Not that often. There is a bit of time between crashes. So I will probably stream it this week. Hopefully there's a patch that comes out that fixes that issue, whatever's causing it. To wait and see, but
Keep left.
I'll just I'm gonna get in the right lane because it's clear. Yeah, so I'll play it anyway and it crashes, I'll just restart the game. Simple. Takes a while to load though, I will say that. Also will say that obviously it's got the remastered graphics, but graphics for PCs. The graphics are amazing to the point there's a lot of things I've seen in the little bit I played that I never saw when I played it on the PS3. I'll probably point those out during the stream. So there's no spoilers. Mentioning what I saw, and someone who hasn't seen the game might want to watch the game for the first time with me playing it. Why? I don't know. You're mad. You need your head looked at. But nevertheless, if that's what you want, I won't give a spoilers away. I respect your decision. And that was my best attempt at trying to sound like I care. Just kidding. No, so I'll do that. Yeah, good. Thanks, truck. I realised I was speeding for a long while, busy chatting, instead of having cruise control on. Yeah, and we'll just, when it just crashes, just start the game back up and we'll just deal with it during the stream. Sounds like that dog is...
Keep left.
Oh, I can hear the dog. I thought I saw the dog come up on the mic levels, but the dog doesn't seem like... It's that close. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Achievement console enabled. Command should be G set time value EG 858 AM. I don't know if I've got console enabled, to be honest. Before launch, okay. Well, I shall try that out. Because if it works, be a lot better setting the time. Make sure when we leave, we can leave like at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, make sure we pick our thing up before we actually accept it, then change the time just before we pick it up. We'll set it to 6 in the morning, then find a job and then drive to it, one or the other. It'll work one way. Me and Corzi were also talking about trying something out. I wonder if we should try it out on Tuesday with the American Truck Simulator. I'll talk to you about it after the stream. See what you think. Because the other thing too is we've got the winter mod on, so it's earlier sunset and a later sunrise. Which ain't going to make a difference because no matter what, it'll be dark anyway, no matter what mod we're using right now. Okay, there's cars are slowing down. I'm slowing down. Cars are stopped. Hopefully we'll stop because there's an accident or something on the left-hand lane and the ambulance is here.
The right lane's clear if you need it.
No, I'll go. Thank you.
Keeping them at bay.
Thank you very much. Well, it's not surprising with the weather the way it is.
Nope.
The roads would be littered with car parts, body parts, car body parts. That's what I meant. Oh. Keep forgetting I've only got 12 gears. The amount of time I play ETS over ATS, you would think I'd remember I only have 12 gears and not try and make my way to 18th gear, which I don't have. There's that blue building. That's what you're about to say, wasn't it? At the same time. We've been this way before. Actually, we got off, didn't we? We came from the right and got off and then...
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw this last time, our little trip yesterday, that, you know, after the stream. We got it running. This blue thing here. Don't know what it is.
Looks like it's some kind of stadium or something.
Yeah, it does. Maybe it's a hospital for where boys get born. There's a pink one somewhere around for the girls. Does this mean I need to be in the right? We'll get in the right lane just in case. You might want to get in the right lane just in case.
Keep right, and then exit right.
You've got to turn off. I don't know if it's a double lane turn off or no, it's just a single.
Exit
Assuming suffering time doesn't make the job. Yeah, I was talking about that before, dude. Yeah, you said that 4 minutes ago, and we were probably talking about it then. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just probably best to set the time to 6 in the morning, then find a delivery to take, and by the time you pick it up, hopefully you're away by 8 and get most of the day to drive through. Of course, with the spring and summer months, drive for quite a bit of time because of the sunset. I think it sunsets around about 7ish, 7:30 at night in the spring mod. Don't quote me. Just been doing the spring mod, and you know, just when I go to bed at 8 o'clock for ETS. Well, there's a pile up. There's a pile up. At least you're not that close behind me. Need to get into the left lane. Yeah, that dog again. Jeez. I don't know what that thing's barking at lately, and it's been barking right where my kitchen window is, which is one of the windows I keep open during the streaming, but it's a little way away from me. There's another pile up, eh? Testament to the weather. Right, hopefully you shut up. I was on mute for a bit because of the noise from the dog. Oh, there he goes again. Thing is, it's been very quiet like that dog. Very quiet compared to its normal noise pollution it makes. But like I said, now where it barks is by my kitchen window, where it never used to. Runs directly over to that where the fence is on that side and barks. It never used to do that. And it makes it louder too for some reason. So I can only imagine, since the neighbour's there, it's bouncing off their wall and back into my kitchen.
Keep left.
Keep left? Why not? Go back to the right, slow down a bit. Oh no, you didn't. I can see why there's so many accidents on the road. I'm gonna sneak into the left lane. The left lane merges into... Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. Normally the left lane's the safest lane.
I was reaching for my scissors and I'm not even...
Oh, I managed to avoid another crash. Oh, look at that, Mario. Just in time for a bit of advertising for the new movie coming out. Yeah, that left lane, it was the right lane. It merged into the right lane for some reason, and then from the right lane you merged in left lane on the motorway. It was just all weird.
Yeah, I saw that close shave. It was entertaining.
It's close, very close. When we drop this delivery off, I'm going to go and take a break for a little bit, get some water or something and have a walk around, which is a new thing I do with my intermission since I don't have the coffees anymore. Though maybe I should. Just purely to make my intermission screen make sense. I'm part of it. So maybe I should just have coffees while I make myself an afternoon coffee when I'm streaming. And of course, because of daylight savings, ladies and gentlemen, right now would normally be, instead of 2:24 in the afternoon, it would be 3:24 in the afternoon. And I would have had my break half an hour ago. Which is also probably the reason why I'm feeling a little hungry right now. Okay, I might need to get in that right lane on this truck. Because we're going to get off the motorway in a second. Well, I am. Where are you getting? Oh, there you are.
And then exit right.
Start braking way before. Make sure I've already turned down the range so when I change gear it goes into the right gear and hopefully helps me not crash. Very technical, high-skilled, professional truck driving stuff, terms and all.
Keep left.
Keeping it authentic ever since never. You see me give you funny looks at the camera. Right after they heard the dog barking, it's because I've gone mute to stop the dog from coming through.
Get ready to turn left.
Okay.
Turn left.
Oh, we're getting the snow again. At least I am.
I can't remember if you have ATS or ETS, Pedro. I know you've got one of them. I think it was ATS we used to play on, wasn't it? Someone's hit me. I got trailer damage.
That was me. Couldn't stop in time.
Oh, it's not the full set of DLCs. I don't think you need the full... Oh, actually, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
You'd need the map ones at least.
Go straight on.
Straight on.
Yeah, because it might be... I was just thinking...
Go straight on.
Well, to be honest, when I saw you first come in, I half expected you to go, oh, I can join if you want to. And you damn well know you're always welcome to join Patreon if you want to. So that sort of explains it because of the DLCs. Because yeah, the change it to Saturday and Sundays would have probably made it a lot easier for you if you wanted to join. One or the other. And just reminding people, for those who are expecting ATS today and aren't aware, aren't both the same thing. Just one said quicker than the other. Are not aware of what happened yesterday with ETS and why we're doing it today. The simple thing is we spent about an hour trying to connect to Convoy mode. Corzi could not get in. And so we tried ATS, it sort of went, and then I thought we found out the reason why ATS originally didn't, and then eventually it did. Hey, Smeedo! How are you, buddy? You a good mate? Of course it'd be, it'll be about 3 in the morning for you, dude. Why aren't you asleep? I actually thought we were really close to our drop-off. Like, we passed it already, but still got an hour to go. Yeah, anyway, so, that's what happened. After an hour, I got sick of it, decided we'll scrap it. We'll come and do ATS tomorrow because we know that's working. Because, yeah, I thought I figured out what was wrong and we couldn't get it to work. So, after we dropped the stream, 2 minutes after we dropped the stream, we were in Convoy mode together. And it was to do with some settings that just need to be changed. Weirdly. Because we've never had a problem. 4:30. Oh, there, yeah, too, because your daylight savings back. Yeah, and possibly a extra mod being enabled on Corzi's side compared to my side. But anyway, we got in, we did a bit of a drive around, just make sure it worked, and then decided, well, I decided because he said he wanted to show off his nice little winter paint job on his truck, that we will do it today, and we'll be doing ATS on Tuesday. My Tuesday, for some of you, that's a Monday night or a Tuesday morning.
Go straight on.
Depending which continent you're on.
Go straight on.
Actually, there might be afternoon for some people, depending. Don't think I've had anyone come into my streams that would have been in the afternoon, a day behind. Sneaking in behind this truck with the helicopter. We need to be in the right lane, we're about to get off the motorway.
Keep right.
Yeah, I almost had that thought of starting the game up again. And I just went, no, I can't be bothered.
Exit. Right.
Still never got to play that map that I was really looking forward to play.
Turn right.
To play through, yeah. Gonna use mods? You can use old the Dragon Pack or Black Dragon, which has got all sorts of production, including making meat pies and using your animals to make chops and stuff, I think. There's a link for that mod pack in the FS22 mods channel on Discord. I think you're also in with Duxorley's. Duxorley uses it, and I think there's a link there because Black Dragon's actually in that Discord as well. Zurich discovered. I haven't discovered Zurich yet. Yeah. So it's just annoying that they didn't fix it. Well, I mean, the seeding was the only one they didn't fix. They might have fixed it, I haven't looked. I gave up after so many updates.
Left, and then turn left.
Need to get in the left lane. What were you going to say, Corzi? I get the feeling you were
Well, I was saying we gotta get to the left.
Oh, okay. You sort of cut out a little bit.
Turn left.
Keep left. Turn left.
Yeah, I'm the same with games. At the moment, struggling to get into them. I was playing Factorio again. With Bobs and Angels, which I still haven't completed. I had to start again because of all the updates and changes made. And I actually got quite a bit of way into it and found out that you have to adjust the setting to get the aliens in, the biters and the spitters in. So I didn't have any of them when I thought I did. But you need, because you get stuff off them to help build stuff. And then I find out when I go to build something that is a major part of making all the weapons, it wasn't working. And I went in and I looked on the mod forum site, whatever it was, and no one's mentioned it. It's been like that for a while. So I gave up and went back to standard old Factorio without the Bobs and Angels, and boy, it was a little boring. Because I'm so used to it. How have I just now discovered Zurich, and yet that recruitment agency, it looks like I've already found, and I've just driven past it. Actually, everything's all yellow around here too.
This is where it ends.
Oh, I got a back in. Okay, I need to do a Yui. I'm probably going to be riding your way for a bit here. Oh, maybe I could back in from this direction. No, I won't. So yeah, that was that, and I went back and played it standard. And then there was an update to the mod, and lo and behold, it fixed it. And of course, that was after I redid Windows, where Windows decided that it would stick Windows onto two hard drives, one of them being my backup drive, which had all my blueprints for Factorio on it, and saves. No, that's a lie. Actually, the saves were on the cloud and I deleted them all. Take that back. But getting into Timberborn lately, there's been quite a bit of updates to that. They have bots in it now in Timberborn. And yeah, sort of enjoying that. I was also recently given a big thank you to that person. Which I suppose I'd better have a look at. SnowRunner. Well, you could think I'm playing it now, but I'm not. This is Trucking Sim with Winter Mod. So it'll be interesting to see what SnowRunner's like in comparative to whatchamacallit? Mud Runner. Spin Tires, if you're the original. Right, so what I'll do is I'll put our Discord on mute. So Mr. Corzi can get his daily swearing out.
Can you move from that spot first?
Oh, okay, I can. Sorry, yeah, I suppose I didn't think of that. Oh, skills, okay. Let's change a bit. What should I go with? High fragile. Let's go with long distance. Long distance, yeah. Apply. That's what I could do. Right, okay. Drive. Yeah, let me check it out. Like I said, very kindly donated to me. It was very nice. And I will probably end up streaming it. My only issues with streaming things that have steering wheels is steering wheel affects me, as I've mentioned to some people. Don't know why, but it pinches a nerve. Mind you, I've been doing a lot of stuff to straighten my neck out and whatnot. I found a very good YouTube video with a chiropractor giving you nice little exercises to do to help straighten your neck up and click your neck in, stuff like that. And I think it's made a huge difference. I've just sort of been a bit lax with it lately, these exercises, but yeah, using my wheel tends to give me a bit of a nerve pinch, I think, which ends up I get a headache. So I was just flicking a fly away. Especially with farming sim, with the trucking sim not too much, because with farming sim I used to drive with using my left hand only. The trucking sim, that's what I use to change gear, so I don't use as much. But I'm just worried about using doing a couple of days of trucking sims with a wheel and then doing another game with a wheel on it. That's the only thing I'm about. Yeah, I'll probably try it with the pad as well. I'll try wheel and pad and see how it go. Patro. But anyway, I'll put Corzi on mute. Then I'll put myself on mute, chuck in the intermission screen, go off and have a bit of water and stuff and walk around, and I'll be back shortly. So I will also mute myself on Discord as well, just so you're aware. Yeah, I'll be back shortly. See you in a sec, guys. Hello. Back. Let me just unmute Corzi as well. Yeah, Patreon, we were just talking about the console commands. Patreon actually put in the command into it, but Corzi just tried using the time thing. I don't have it enabled at the moment. I'll look that up and see how to do that. My phone just died, so I'm just getting that all charged and back up and running. All right, what are we, 4:42 a.m. Well, it's not too bad. Let's find a job, shall we? Where are we off to next? The freight market. What goodies have you got for us? Let's go price. Still kind of way off what I want. So there's that one into Slovakia, which is similar to what we took, a loader, backhoe loader of 8 ton, not that heavy. It's a high value cargo and a standard delivery. Next one, we've got one into France across the water. That's the same place, 23, north of France. We've got one into Belgium, 21. One back into Austria. A short one into Italy. Let's take the high paying one because I could do with the money. I reckon that'll be going into Slovakia, so we'll be driving through Germany, Austria, into Slovakia. So
Sounds
we're going
like 5.
yeah, through the north of Austria.
Time to get the job done.
Right, follow me.
Okie doke.
Can't get sideways.
Turn right.
There'd be definitely something wrong with me if I can't get sideways with these physics.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Oh, I probably should have done this during the intermission, but I wanna hit that repair shop.
Keep right.
Okay.
So I will
Reconfigure.
do that
So will I.
now.
Rerouting.
I think we've got no collisions on. Stopping on this is unbelievable. Well, let's have a service for a start. 14 grand. Not ideal. I need about 3,000, just over 3,000 for a new truck. That's the one. Yes, good. Let's get Twitch back up and running. Well, I've got 3% battery life. The con that it is. My old phone with nothing on it. Twitch is the only app I've got on it. And it runs a lot slower than it used to. Now, you'd think with nothing on it, it wouldn't do that, but I suppose it brings up that theory people have. It actually wasn't. What was it a theory? I don't know. It was an ad to do with someone who used to work for cell phone companies that said that their updates purposely have a code in them to slow your old phones down. Yeah, come on. So which Michelins have you got on?
I don't remember the specific names of them. Can I actually see from here? I go to truck manager. Yeah, I can't. I don't remember which exactly which tires they are.
I've got the X-Line Energy F2020, which gives me A on the gas and B on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's go pick this delivery and get going. I've got my repair. Spent my money. Don't know why I repaired it. I'm going to crash within 2 seconds with these physics.
Sure.
That's for sure.
Turn right. Turn right.
Quick look. I got the Michelin X Multi F on the front tires, and the rear tires are the Michelin X Multi-Way 3DE XCE.
Okay, different to what I got.
All I know is that when I looked them up to tell what the specific differences are with the tires, those are actually marketed specifically as winter tires. I don't think the game or the mod goes into that much detail with the ice physics, but I just decided to do it just for thematic purposes.
It'd be nice if it did. Because one way is putting some crappy tyres on. But mind you, I think that's half the reason why I crash so much in ATS with these physics compared to ETS.
It could be.
Because the handling in the trucks in ATS was, yeah, I slid a lot further with the braking. I tended to go more in a straight line than round a corner when I got to one.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Yeah, which is, which might be why, because I did crash, and Corzi mentioned it yesterday, that I crashed a lot more on ATS using those physics than I did with the ETS. So that was one of the theories. The other theory is probably because with the ETS, with all the corners and that, it was a lot more cautious.
Here we are, safe and sound.
25 grand. Well done, Victor.
I just slid all the way down that hill to get just stop on time.
Let's do this.
Inside it is somewhere. So I shall reverse them. Give you guys an indication of how slippery it is. I'll let you know when I put the brakes on. You can see how long it takes me to stop. I've only got the 2 gears for reversing. I just realised I'd done the wrong thing. It's on the other side of the building. There it is. Right, hitting the brakes now. Just stop before I hit the wall. There's the physics. What you're saying, Petro, is I've been here before. That's what I get from that.
Let's go.
let's go. Not a 14-hour trip.
Get ready to turn right.
Oh, people, have you heard the news? City Skylines 2 being released this year.
Ooh.
Turn right.
I'm less upset I couldn't afford the airport DLC now, because that was just released recently, and now you get the new game.
Oh, there was a divider.
Exit right.
I didn't realize there was a divider. I went up on the divider.
Exit right.
Oh my god.
So, what, you're trying to turn it into 2 deliveries so you get twice the amount of money? Splitting your truck in half.
Maybe. All I know is my truck is more damaged now than it was when I went to the repair shop.
Go straight on.
I'll put it that way.
That's the game though, that happens to me more often. As soon as I fix my truck in this game, yeah, I crash it straight away. I'm sure that's a trait we all have. Oh, I'll stay in this line and stuff up. There's nothing here. Just gotta wait for Corzi to catch up. There he is. Oh. Someone crashed into me. Didn't do any damage apparently.
What is this truck hauling? Is that a helicopter? It is, isn't it? Yeah, they're hauling a helicopter.
I was behind one before. Towards the end of that last delivery. It's 8 in the morning, isn't it? 8? No, I know it's oh yeah, it is 8 in the morning. Come on, sunlight. Oh, it looks like it's getting a bit lighter now, actually. Let's have a look at the views. Didn't GPS say 9 PM? 9 PM, 9:28 PM, that's the ETA time, Thursday. It's currently, well, that's 13 hours away. It's currently, at the top right of it, you'll see 8:14. There it is. I might go back into crash cam, get the full spec of the scenery, as well as the thunderous roar of the V8 engine. When it's revving, which it isn't doing currently.
They're merging up here, aren't they?
Oh, it's a 50km/h speed. Look at that sunlight.
And they merged right into me indeed. right into me.
Go straight
I was clearly in front there. And in the left lane. But what did they do? They went right into
Definitely need the ninja up and running so we can see this wonderful spectacle of Corzi crashing. It's a nice change of watching me crashing. It's the same thing, just with, you know, a different driver.
Yep.
Go straight on.
At least we're driving into the sunrise there. It's quite pretty. Over this little village here.
Yeah, the scenery is quite nice. It's actually, I thought it was a village, but it's quite a big size. I'm still going through it.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing some industrial development and all here.
Go straight on.
I'm a little bit in front of you too, so yeah, it's a decent size
turn right.
place, whatever this is.
Keep right.
No, the way's caught up.
Right.
Keep left.
I'm reaching for my drink. I didn't realize that the light had turned green.
I'm giving you a chance to catch up.
Yeah, I just went into the tunnel. Got stuck at the red light.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're a little bit behind.
Keep left.
I'm on the motorway.
Left.
Petro has left you a present in the movies channel. I'm assuming on my Discord.
Okay.
Give Corzi a chance to catch up. I'll just do 70 for the moment. Round about 70.
I'm just merging onto the highway now.
Now, to give you reference, I'm just coming out of the tunnel that you're gonna go through at some stage.
And I just had an engine malfunction. That's how many crashes I've been in in the 5 minutes
Whoa.
since I got repaired.
Jeez, it was that bad. We'll find a repair spot for you if we can. Plenty of stations, just no mechanics. Long gone are the day there used to be a mechanics at every petrol station. Check engine, yep, it's still there. Oh, I don't know, Petro. It's not working, so maybe it isn't. Maybe it wasn't a divider, it was a rip outer. Rip your engine clean out of your engine bay. Let's wait for him to turn up on my map.
I'm not
His-
too far behind now.
Yeah, I see that. I'm going to get in the left lane because I think the truck in front of me is going to be a bit of a slow bug. I've got to set that and find that right. I'm going to go back to cruising at 82. There's enough space in this place for you to speed a little if you want to catch up. There's not many cars around. And I think I need to get back into the right lane. Maybe, maybe not. Stay right. Did we get it? Did we get it?
Keep right, and then turn right.
Keep right. Close enough.
Turn right.
Yeah, there is not a mechanic in the near future.
Keep right. And then turn right. Turn right.
What? Oh. Getting a bit laggy. Mind you, it does that, after a while. It's one thing we've noticed in the previous Convoy mode streams. That's really laggy.
I haven't noticed any problems yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, mine's quite jerky. All in all, it's been a bit of a cruisy, chilled drive, this one. So far, no emergency stopping required, or sliding, shall we say.
For me, on the other hand, I kind of messed up straight out the gate. I'm up. Oh man, I even have cargo damage.
Ooh.
It's only 1%, but still.
I got 3% trailer damage. Oh, that's right. Someone drove into me as I crossed the line looking at the GPS.
Keep right.
Oh, forget.
Keep right.
It sounds like you're right behind me. Your GPS is anything to go by?
Yep, just turning onto the on-ramp.
We're going past that building again? No, surely this is a No, we've been this way. Maybe it is. I don't know. No, yeah. Heck off.
That is it, isn't it? What's this tree growing in the road? You see that back there? The tree just right in the middle of the road?
Nah, I missed it. I might have been looking at chat. And trying to figure out if that's the same building.
Why is everybody slowing down all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah, it's all nothing happening here. It's all. This is. Yeah, it's all moving smoothly. It looks like there's a pile up. No, just optical illusion.
Either that or you're seeing the future. Wouldn't surprise me.
It's probably more scarred. So scarred from this game that I see things because they happen so often. Seeing things where there isn't.
From all the times you've had experiences with Wendy's.
Keep left.
Yes. To be honest, Wendy's would be good right now. About now, I am starving. Oh, okay. You might want to get in the left lane, because the right lane's blocked. The left lane might be blocked now since I had a car run into me, and the car did run into me that time.
From the looks of things, the left lane's the only one that's moving.
Why did I say that time? We all know it happens every time. Cars always crash into me, I never crash into them. Is that him there? There he is! I can start picking the pace back up. Back to 82. Actually, what have we got? We've got 8 hours driving left.
Keep left.
8:30 ETA. 8:30 today, too. Is this lane merge? It does need to get left lane. So you know, left lane's probably the best option. There's a merge lane from on ramp.
As for me right now, it's not an option.
That was close. Almost hit the medium barrier because I was looking at the map. Actually, that would be the quickest way to do that, and I can see exactly where you are. I wish they had this in the real game, in the single player game, guys and girls. This is a good idea.
They really should do that. You know, it could simulate the old school way of reading a map. You gotta kind of, figure out where you are and plan a route.
Oops. Here comes the snow again.
Keep left.
Yeah, the old map books. That's true. It's funny, we're thinking about something which, like I said, talk to Corzi after the stream, see if we do it on the ATS stream on Tuesday. And try it out. Just for something to do, for a laugh.
Keep left.
See how it pans out. I need to slow down because there's a bus on me. I think I can't see. There's so much snow in here. I'll be forgiven for thinking that I'm driving through Charlie Scene's lounge.
Oh, the traffic's slowing down. Oh, it's slowing way down.
Yeah, it slowed it right down, but what didn't I sort of slowed it down too by going to change gear and hadn't done the range thing. Yeah, I don't think. Whoa, 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 whoa! Tunnel that's almost a stop.
Keep left.
I think there's a truck trying to get into my lane. The bus is out of my way.
Keep left.
Razor products.
That car was right in my blind spot. I missed. Hey, luckily everybody exited off there.
Yep, it's clean sailing so far up where I am. Just one cop car who's just driven past, that's about it. Now we've got some mergers. Are they merging or are they going into the petrol station? They're going into the petrol station.
Keep left.
Getting into the left lane because it's clear. I don't know where you are exactly though. That's happening. You're just passing the petrol station now.
Yeah.
You're not that far behind. This might be a bad idea. I see Mr. Head. There's no doubt it's been caused by tyres on a vehicle of some description. A truck, I think. Can't quite see. Yep. Oh, I didn't even see that car. Till the last second. I was just about to get into that lane. I saw the truck for a while. But the car, no. That was closer to me. Okay, both lanes are slow this current time. I'm down to about 55 kilometers an hour. Aren't I nice giving out information to Corzi chat? Aren't I a great host? Left lane's clear. Back to 82 kilometers an hour. No, I spoke too soon. The truck decided that he wanted to. Now he doesn't want to be in my lane. Just testing his waters, putting his toes into the water to see how warm it was. Apparently no more warmer in this lane than it is in his other lane. Fancy that.
I like the two white cars that pulled out in front of me and then decided they didn't want to go the speed limit anymore.
That's all right. I'm just trying not to crash into the back of a police car because I didn't see that till too late. So we're both having our troubles. Thing was, again, I saw the truck that's in front of the cop car, saw that. Cop car saw it at the last second and once again managed not to hit it. What is going on? Law of averages, I suppose. The amount of times I keep hitting things, eventually there'll be one time where I don't. When normally I would have in the same situation. Time to get in the middle lane and get past this police officer. What lane are you in?
Middle.
Yep. Now the police officer takes off.
And now I'm in the right lane.
Ah,
Because
right lane is a bit slow. I'm getting back into the left lane. Only to be slowed down by a truck who once again doesn't want it to stay in the lane.
Nobody wants to stay in their lane today, it seems.
Well, it's funny, I just realised there's another truck doing it. I'm not even going to bother to slow down. And this time he'll stay in the lane. Yeah, he is. Ooh, is he ever? Is he ever? What was I saying? Yeah, I noticed when I started getting a bit of glitching, I'm going to get in the middle of the lane. This, when I've had the trucks and that turn into my lane and then turn out of the lane. So there must be something going on somewhere. Because before that they weren't. They were fine. Everything was fine, running smooth. Well, if you're not going to get into that lane, I will.
I will too.
Ambulance. Now I need to get back into that lane because it's telling me to keep left, or maybe I don't. Or maybe I don't. Still got 6 hours to go on this trip. That'll be 18 minutes. Real time, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. If you were wondering, which I'm sure you weren't. Hence the reason why I told you. Never been here before in this profile. Ooh, do I have enough, or is he speeding up?
Hello there.
Hello, Corzi. Last scene, isn't it? Jesus, it's been that long. How are you, anyway? Oh, 15 months. Dude, really? Much, I don't see you in here much. I didn't realise that you subscribed. Dude, thank you so much. Hey, how have you been? Nothing much, right? Nothing much. Just trucking along in the snow. And surprisingly, not crashing much so far. Yeah, I'm a man of experience. I know to add the so far at the end of that sentence. suppose a good time to update people who have been away or missed things and stuff like that, since Corzi's here, and it's reminded me, Corzi's here? No, Corzi's here. Lossine's here. I'll go with the name I know. There might be others that don't know these things, possibly, been away for a while. But number one, the trucking sims have moved days. They now will be on my Saturday and Sunday, starting this weekend, by the way. Yep, we had a problem yesterday where we ended the stream short. It was supposed to be this yesterday, but we're doing this today, and we'll be doing ATS on Tuesday. So if anyone wants to join in with that on Tuesday, with ATS, you're quite welcome to. But it will be Saturday and Sundays now for all the trucking sims, which might make it a lot more easier for people who do want to join the Convoy mode, might find it easier on those days. For some of you it is a Friday night and a Saturday night, which is a lot better than a Wednesday night and a Thursday night, which is when I was originally streaming them. And the game type stuff that I was streaming, am I... Oh, okay, that's why. On the Saturday and Sunday days, which currently at the moment should be, well, will be starting next week, The Last of Us, they'll be on the Thursday and Friday. Everything's on my schedule page anyway, if I confuse the hell out of you, which I have a tendency to do by saying any simple sentence to anyone. It's a gift. So that's what's happening.
Or entering the city.
For those who want to know. But like I said, Tuesday, because we decided to do the ETS today, because we had a problem yesterday with connecting in Convoy mode, we decided to do it today. Originally we were going to do ATS today and scrap ETS, but there was a reason we decided to do ETS today, and then no, I'll stay in this lane then. Oh, especially when it's going to tell me to stay in this lane eventually. Yeah, so we'll do the ATS on Tuesday, and as hello. I need room to back up. I may have turned a couple of car into one limousine. 4% traded damage. Did they fix mod support for ATS? I don't know. There was a problem with it. We'd be doing with mods fine. Originally, I didn't stream for 3 or 4 months, but up until then, this is the first Convoy mode stream since I've been back. As far as I know, back then it was fine. I know people can join now if they don't have the same mods. I think that's except for the map DLCs. I think that's the only thing you've got to have. But I think now if you've got a mod, the certain mods, everyone else doesn't need them. Why aren't they going? Why's the green flashing and stuff?
I think it's because there's traffic up ahead. There's another light not too long after this light. There's a lot of traffic.
Or more of them. Most truck mods where there all that was broken. Oh, okay. I don't know when that was. I didn't have any problems, but I hadn't played for 3 months, like I said, 3 or 4. Since I hadn't streamed, I didn't play the game. You can jump into my lane if you want.
I bloody well can't. There's a line of cars so long,
Maybe I should let you know.
miles long.
Well, we're all on the move now. Why is that flashing green? I don't get why that's flashing green. Is that indicating that it's about to turn a different colour? Perhaps.
Yes, they do that. Oh. Oh.
Keep left.
You're still
and
not
then
moving.
continue straight on.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
Go straight on.
I'll slow down until you catch up. All the maps were broken because of DLC. Yeah, well, that generally... Well, when they do an update, some of the updates, especially when they bring out new ones, that happens. You just got to wait for the DLC maps to be updated, don't you?
Go straight on.
Well, the map mods. Yeah. Basic 2 words. Anyone would think, but apparently not for moi, not for me. Mind you, coast to coast and they get done really quick. When a new version comes out, it's not too long until they're ready to go, but Pro Mods is generally a long wait and I'm stuck in the old version for a long time. Still no word on West Balkans and stuff like that, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, I did have offers, but things hopefully are looking up for the moment. This week, we'll wait until next week. I might be able to start being able to save money again and be able to buy things like the DLCs and what have you. With a bit of luck.
Turn right.
Oh, mind you, if the timing's good, slow down. They might come out at the same time. I might actually get money from Twitch. Which, yeah, be helpful. Oh, okay. Actually took to the actual dude. K-Dog, yeah. He's called something else on the forums. Can't remember what he's called. I know he's got a picture of like, well, it looks like the guy out of Baking Bread. I can't remember his name, but from a different show.
The light was yellow. I thought I could make it. All of a sudden, all I see is the tram.
Oh, really?
That's all I see.
And then turn right.
Oh,
Turn right.
You're having a shocker today, aren't you? Yeah,
Keep left.
he's good. I like that. I mean, I like coast to coast. I understand there's a lot of areas that still need to be done. He's only one person, and the fact that he took on
Keep right.
Canada now, which I forget what the new name for it is. Now he's changed the name of it.
see, keep right and then turn left.
Yeah. Just follow the road. It's one of those type ones.
I will say I am getting to the point where I'm in pretty desperate need of a repair shop.
There's got to be one soon.
I mean, after hitting that tram, that was not good for the state of my truck.
Yeah, I tried that before and I had no luck. I think you mentioned it to me, Lossing, before and gave me a link to it and I downloaded it and it just didn't work for me. I mean, I don't find it that difficult anyway. You just put Canada Dream up the top, where you put the connection for coast to coast in Mexico. The road connection, then Canada Dream or whatever it's called now, and then coast to coast, and then
Exit right.
then the asset pack or whatever it is. Why are you stopping in the middle of the road?
Right.
I managed to avoid hitting him too. And then the reformer one at the bottom. It's easy, it's nice and easy. It's only the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mods you gotta put in the right order. And the order's easy.
if you look at the map, we're coming up on Bratislava pretty soon.
There's a repair station?
There should be.
Okay.
Get ready.
I think I'm going to detour into the city and...
I knew I wasn't going to stop and talk. Oh, well, I'll take the
Turn
boat.
left.
Isn't this a lane to turn left only? Jeez. I braked ages ago, ladies and gentlemen. The ice road physics thingy bobby, what's we call it, is working again. I had to go this way because I didn't stop until, if I crying out loud. Don't expect to get there anytime soon, by the way, to this, because I'm trying to get in and these guys aren't letting me in. Yeah, I hit the brakes and there was no way, when you were telling me about the repair shop, and there was no way I was going to stop at all in time. Oh, come on. You can do it in 10th gear. I have faith in you as he changes down to 9. Yeah, well, I don't use them with the convoy modes. I don't use them anyway. I just use the standard ones. That's for the stream ones. It just makes it easy on everyone. Where is this repair shop? Oh, you're actually quite a bit away. That's pretty much it, yeah. That's what the trucks are acting like headphone cables, getting all tangled into the traffic. I can't see where this place is. It's obviously a bit further away than I thought. But yeah, when I went around that corner and hit the brake, I'm hitting the brakes now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the clutch in, it's just all brake. So you can see how long it takes me to stop. Yeah, I'd probably use them if I was doing... Exit now, is it? If I was doing convoy mode, just not streaming, just friends and that. Petro's fired up on Farming Sim 22. Was that supposed to be a secret?
Take the second exit.
Yeah, I totally have nothing to do with it. I don't even check mods or anything since I don't play it anymore. Maybe I will get back into it at some stage. But I mean, it would have been nice to finish that competition, guys. But because a lot of it was relied on seeding that gave us such a great income. And that takes a lot more time. Well, it covers a lot more of the year, shall we say. You know, you can do seeding for 2 or 3 months. There's new things popping up, like soybeans and that having different seed times. And the fact that they didn't fix that, the fact that they were still disappearing.
Turn left.
This is where it is. Alright, I'll find a place to park up. Seriously, guys, I've had the brakes on for ages. I've just stopped now. Sorry, mate. Hey, it's the snow. I thought I actually... Oh, well, since you let me go... Oh, no, you're not letting me go. I thought I gave plenty of time to stop there. I thought I was fine. No. Yeah, it would have, Smedo, would have been nice to see your face when you thought you'd won and I'd come in at the last second and taken it from you. You did right there.
And then turn right.
And it would have been nice to do it on that other map, which I was looking forward to playing as well, but yeah.
Turn right.
Too many problems, Giants, that you don't fix. Especially the consistency of breaking the game with every update. Not good. Can't rely on them. Can't trust them anymore. Actually, someone, I can't remember who it was, it might have been AF Aussie Farmer that mentioned this, and he could be quite right, actually, when it comes to Giants. Because it's a bigger company now and they're doing quite well, the original people, like the guys running it, like the president or whatever the company, whatever he is, whoever he is, the CEO, the head honcho, number one or Nuno, whatever, probably isn't as hands-on and making the game as he used to, and a lot of those original guys that are probably the reason behind why it's such an enjoyable game, and I just realised I'm speeding as well, are probably running departments and don't have much to do with it. Oh, that's right, I need to pull over, don't I?
I'll find you.
I've forgotten about that. While we wait for Mr. Corzi to create brand new target for all the cars on the road as he heads to the mechanics. Oh, good, I can stretch my legs.
28 grand that cost me.
How much? 180?
8 grand.
1800.
No, 28 grand.
28 grand. Jeez. Look, you said 18 grand. 28,000 to fix your truck. Jeez, it must have been totaled. No, it was just a broken nut on one of the wheels.
Really hurts not having that insurance.
It does, though. I actually checked to see if that mod was up and about. Again, I couldn't find it on Steam.
I'm going to pass this question mark in the hopes that it's a recruitment agency.
Keep right.
It's
No,
just
just
a
Mercedes-Benz dealership.
Mercedes. That's good. Because I didn't want to miss out. I was thinking, oh, good thinking. I keep forgetting about that.
Keep right.
It's just a hood, yeah. Exactly. That's why it's just a nut. An ETS on a European truck, because apparently, according if you go by the two games, everything's a lot more expensive.
You can get moving again.
Yeah, I see it. There you go. Oh, and the snow has stopped snowing. Have I got my... Well, I suppose I could have my beacons on. Why not? Yeah. Well, big machines. Makes sense. Like, oh, are we in France?
Slovakia.
90. Oh, for crying out loud. I bet she's going to pull it right in front of me again. Man, oh man, pulled in front of me. Right, are you going to jump back in this lane again? Now that it's down to 80 and I couldn't get the use out of that 80. Or 90k speed limits, which prompted the "Are we in France" comment. Getting the other. Oh, as soon as I indicate it, he gets into my lane. which is fine because I actually need to stay in the right lane.
I kind of noticed the AI sort of does that now, where if you're coming up on them fast, they'll change lanes to get out of your way.
Which would be nice if it was a fact. You know,
Well,
you know it's going to happen every single time because it's part of the code.
Exit. Right.
Exit.
But the problem
You're
is the ones that pull into the lane you're already in. That's the ones that have been irritating the heck out of me.
Turn left.
I have to say with these ice visits and that, I've actually doing a lot better than I thought I would. Not sliding as much. I mean, the braking, yeah, it takes forever with the braking.
Have you noticed a difference since you switched tires?
I didn't switch tires, got the same tires on because they were good wet weather ones, which I thought that'll be the way to
I
go.
thought you switched them.
No, it's no point because I want to save up for a truck. Even though I ended up like doing a service which cost me quite 18 grand, I think it was. Or 1800, I can't remember. Anyway, I used up money I was supposed to be saving up because I need about 300 grand because I'm looking at getting a Volvo just to be different.
Different. What would be different is if you got a rental. That'd be different.
Yeah, no, we covered that already. Not gonna happen. Not in this profile. Not in any profile that I have control over. It only happens in the profile that I was stupid enough to hand over to chat. Which is the competitions, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't aware. I have a competition going between this lovely ETS2 and the other one, the came last, the afterthought of ATS. Joking, by the way. ATS that was released later, but was better graphics and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I've got that going. It's been going on for a long time. If you want to know how it started, what are the rules behind it, because it's not a standard play, by the way. It's not like just pick a delivery and get going. There are some controlling factors to keep it as even as possible. And there's tests to find out which is the easiest to make money on. And there's a YouTube channel which I happen to own that has my VODs of all the streams from Twitch on it. And you can find a link for that in my About page, and if you want to go and see the competition, how it all started, including the mods I use, what load order I do them and everything like that, there is a link in the About page for that, or you can type in exclamation mark YouTube into chat, which will also give you a link to that. And that competition's been going on for a while. Currently ETS is in the lead, ATS is caught up. A little bit of a problem in ATS with some of the workers not working, which has been something I've been trying to fix for a while now. Which is a problem we had in ETS, which happened for a long time, but that's because I didn't notice for a long time, and once I did notice, I got it fixed pretty easy. ATS, on the other hand, I saw it happening straight away, onto it pretty quick, that some of the workers weren't working, was just staying in their little cubby hole in the garage that they're employed into. Left lane. Yeah, definitely left lane, but slow down because it's submerged by the looks of it. And I've got my brakes on, and that's it, and nothing else. It is slippery.
That was slippery. Very slippery.
Yep.
Well, glad I repaired my truck.
But once again, didn't hit anything except for cones. I'm gonna need some diesel, but I might. Well, how long have we got to go? About 3 minutes. I was gonna end the stream after this one anyway, because I'm actually getting really hungry thanks to daylight savings. Because this would be the time I'd look at starting to cook dinner and organise dinner and stuff.
I'm up to 4% cargo damage. This has not been a good run for me.
Yeah, I'm on 4% as well, but that's just the trailer.
Hmm. Luckily, we're almost there. This is just one of those runs. Should have Murphy sitting in the seat next to me.
Yeah. I don't even know, I don't. Well, I'm surprised I'm not as slidey. Sliding around the corners. Taking this in Skyline over a Merc any day. Depends what one it is.
Go straight on.
Best car ever owned though.
It's on.
Is a Nissan Skyline. R32. Inspect. It was a rear one too, rear for that. It was a 4-door. Not many 4-doors in R32s.
Go straight on.
Go straight on.
Almost there. Jeez, I'm getting really hungry.
Keep
Might be
right,
time of year actually. I've
and
been
then
eating a
turn
lot. I've
right.
eaten all my snacks. Snacks that normally last me the whole week, ladies and
Turn
gentlemen. I've got nothing to treat myself with. I ate them all. Big bar of chocolate. And I mean a big bar of chocolate. Big block of chocolate. The big one.
Keep left and then turn left.
R34 as in the Skyline, as in the Godzilla, sorry, the GTR, or as in
Turn left.
Turn
the
left.
normal standard cars. Yeah, I'm letting you go, dude. See, I like the Skyline, the GTR, the Godzilla, and the R34, but the cars, the saloon cars and stuff like that, and they were disgusting to me. They didn't look very nice at all. And I can say the same about the R33s actually. I like the Godzilla and R33. I didn't like the saloon cars. However,
Keep right.
I preferred my car over the I prefer the saloon cars and stuff over the
Turn right.
R32 Godzilla.
Turn left.
R32s are definitely better handling than the R33s by a long shot. By a long shot, those things stuck to the road. R32s. The look of them I'm talking about, obviously.
Keep
Mind you,
right
R33
and then
were
turn right.
comfortable. I had a boss who had one. He had the inspect
Turn right.
Then
one as
turn
well.
right. Turn right.
It's all over now.
Yes, we've made it. Now we just got to drop it off.
It's a nice ride.
I like how your GPS said that and mine didn't. You're the one that had the more difficult. Oh, I'm going to need to come back up where you are because it needs to be reversed.
I think they had pity on me. They gave me the easy parking spot this time.
Oh, where's your parking spot?
Right there along the side when we first went in. That's nearly $7,000 I lost on this delivery. Plus the $28,000 from the first time I repaired my truck. And now I gotta go across the street and repair my truck again. After the incident at that last merge. Let's see how much that costs.
Yeah, I had a mate who raced them as well. He had a 33 and a 34, winning 34. And then he bought for himself, not to race in the R35 when they came out. Boy, was that nice. That's the one I really want, an R35 GTR.
And another $17,000 to fix my truck again. So let's see. 28 and 7 is 35. Another 17 is 52. $52,000 I lost on this route. I don't know.
Oh dear.
I didn't check to see how much I made, but I don't think it was $52,000.
That's yeah, not good, is it? Oh, I was about to go off and fill this up with some diesel, but there's nothing around apparently.
Really? Nothing in town?
Oh, that's
Nothing in town.
No, nothing in town. Well, that's fine. I can always travel to one of my
What I'll do, I will buy the garage in this city because I somehow still have a lot of money, thanks to all my workers.
I'm coming over to you so we can end the stream.
Alright.
But you're straight across the road, but
Yeah, I'm right over in the
where's
repair shop.
where's the gate? I'm blocking the roads because I can't figure out how to get into the repair shop.
Do you see me?
Yeah, you're just straight across the road, but I can't see the opening for it.
I'm in the opening for it.
Oh, there. Okay, I thought that was a road. I thought that was the road. I'll come in and I'll turn around and park right next to you. Just stay there. Without hitting you, because that's what you don't need. There we go. Put the handbrake on. Hopefully that was the handbrake. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say, that's it. We got through one. So we started with on a high, with connecting and us being both on the Convoy mode together, which is a huge improvement from yesterday.
Yes,
Gotta
indeed it
love
was.
Did a few deliveries. I managed to come through unscathed. Not many accidents. May have turned a couple of cars into one big long limousine. I'll definitely put one car under another one. I remember doing that. But apart from that, and then that miracle which was cut by Patrio, that brilliance of where there should have been no way in God's green earth that I couldn't hit something. It was a foregone conclusion it was going to be a crash, and yet I managed to squeeze my wide, long truck through a tiny, tiny gap without hitting anything. I'm impressed with that. That made my day, ladies and gentlemen. That made my day.
That was a nice move, I will tell you that.
So what I'll do is I'll let Corzi say his goodbyes, and once again thank you, Corzi, for keeping company in this, and just a shame we didn't have you on video crashing and all the other guys.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So I'll let you say your goodbyes, and then I'll put you on mute, and then I'll do the rest.
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me, and I will say goodbye to chat. See you on Monday. My Monday, your Tuesday.
Yeah. That's it. Exactly, yeah. So big thank you to everyone who's come along, keep me company. Lawson, good to see you again, mate. Smoother and Patro as always. There was Skeptical in for a while. Keep me company there. He said hello. Who else was there? Oh, who else was there? I'm just trying to think. It was Aussie. Oh, Aussie Farmer and AC. Aussie Cockerel was in chat as well, keeping company. We'll be back on Tuesday. My Tuesday for something that's a Monday evening. We'll be doing ATS. Once again, if anyone wants to join in on that Convoy mode, you're quite welcome to. Check my schedule page out to find out the local time of when we're starting. Just let me know if you want to join on in DM and Discord. And then, yeah, I'll give you the rest of the bits and pieces you need. You'll need a couple of mods you'll need to download. I think I've got the links up in the Discord somewhere. If not, I'll give anyone the link. It's only a couple. It's actually the spring mod is the only one you'll need, and actually maybe another one for the trucking companies. Anyway, I'll wait for someone to let me know, and then I'll go and look and then give you all the information and stuff. So yeah, we've got a couple of days, we'll be fine. Is there anything else? No, that's it. Yeah, after that, after the Tuesday, we'll be back to normal, and like I say, I'll be doing The Last of Us this week. If it crashes, we'll just deal with it. I'll just start the game up and carry on. So that'll be Thursday, Friday with The Last of Us. And then next Saturday and Sunday as well, we're starting back in with the summer mod with the competition, and we'll see how we get on with that. Anyway, thank you to everyone who's come along, whether you've been and gone, still here, watching after the fact, either on the Twitch VOD or the YouTube channel, where I have all my VODs of all my streams that are no longer available on Twitch. If you'd like to have a look at that, feel free. Go over with the link from my About page, or you can type in !YouTube into chat, that'll give you a link. If you like what you see, feel free to give us sort of a like and subscribe and all that stuff. I might as well do the YouTube stuff since I've got a YouTube channel, but I mean, we all know the drill. I don't know why anyone says leave a like and subscribe when we all know the drill. If you like the person, you'll subscribe. If you like the video, you'd like it. If you don't, you don't. Simple as that. Words don't need to be said. So, but I'll get on with it. Yeah, that's it. Go. Be gone. Enjoy your weekend. Some of us only got stuff all left of it, like me, another 6 hours or whatever. But some of you have still got a day and a bit to go. So go. What are you still doing here? Go. Be gone. Go. Enjoy the weekend. More important. And we'll hopefully see you on Tuesday. If I don't, I'll see you when I do. Until then, guys, I'll tell you what, take it easy, look after yourselves, and have a good one, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.